Our objective is to get the Islamic Republic of Iran to behave like a normal nation.
The U.S. administration is putting things in place for accidents to happen.
We urge the Iranians to think very long and hard before they break that deal.
Is the nuclear deal falling apart? First, some context. For years, Iran's apparent efforts to develop a nuclear weapon bothered everyone. President Trump's predecessor, Barack Obama, and his European partners spent years reaching a deal with Iran. Finally, it agreed to limit its nuclear activities in return for the lifting of international sanctions. But Donald Trump hated the deal.
One of the worst and most one-sided transactions I've ever seen drawn, ever.
He said it didn't go far enough. In May 2018, Mr. Trump walked away. There have been two major rounds of sanctions, including on Iran's vital oil industry. And Washington has designated Iran's Revolutionary Guard a terrorist organization. American officials say there's a lot more to come, and it's already starting to cripple Iran's economy.
One of the reasons why, in particular, the population seemed to be feeling much more the pressure is because the expectation and hopes were raised, particularly after the implementation of the nuclear deal in 2016.
After a year of relentless American pressure, Iran finally hit back, threatening to abandon some of its obligations. It gave the Europeans 60 days, till the end of June, to come up with a solution before going further. So what does Mr. Trump actually want? Administration officials say they just want Iran to behave like a normal country. Stop supporting militant groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen. Stop building ballistic missiles which might threaten countries like Israel and Saudi Arabia. And they want a tougher deal. Some detect a bigger plan, regime change in Tehran.
We're on the side of freedom. We're on the side of creating a nation for the Iranian people.
But is Trump winning?
If the goal is to achieve maximum pressure, meaning crippling the Iranian economy, then probably the US administration is winning. However, if the goal is for Iran to change its behavior, then we are probably seeing a failure of the US administration policy.
The deal's European backers, Britain, France and Germany, say it's working. They're trying desperately to keep Iran on board. But unless they can somehow bridge the divide, help keep Iran's economy afloat without angering Washington, the deal is going to unravel. American officials argue sanctions are making it harder for Iran to sponsor its allies around the region. In other words, they say Donald Trump is winning. But if the nuclear deal does finally fall apart without anything to replace it, we could be entering a new and dangerous phase.